What's up, everybody? This is Hainsey's Cave Talk. I'm your host, Chris Haynes, aka Hainsey. Today, it's just me and my buddy Jace. We're back to the duo, the dynamic duo, the Bash Brothers, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, John Stockton, Karl Malone, all the greats. I don't know if he carries me, but I know damn for sure I carry him.
I'm just wondering about that. All the players you named for yourself was better than me.
Yeah, it wasn't a coincidence.
Why you
buddy.
got to be Michael Jordan?
Because I'm the one that keeps this thing going.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're right.
I hit the record button on
You're
it,
right.
so
That's
it's
true.
a little bit...
That's true.
So,
Well,
this week,
another week's gone by.
kind of slow. I mean, but we had an NFL schedule release. We'll talk about that. We have a Keep 5, Cut 5. I'm really interested to see how this plays out. So I do want to lead the show with that. We have a top 5 later. We got some NBA playoff talks. We'll talk about the Pirates. And just some shoot the shit stuff. But to start it off, I want to start off with my Keep 5, Cut 5.
Well, he's over here grinning, so he must feel pretty proud of this list. So he's, because he wants to start off right off, bang, off the show.
Well, I want to try to really hit one this week and see where you are. Because right now, you can hold your cards close to your chest, but after this Keep 5, Cut 5, it's going to be basically laid out on the table because I want to know where I rank in my buddy's life.
Oh,
So,
I hold my cheat sheets close to my heart.
so this week's Keep 5, Cut 5 for Jason is Keep 5, Cut 5 of his best buddies.
See, it's funny. I thought about this a few weeks ago. And I thought about it. I go, well, I don't think it's fair to say that because you can really hurt people's feelings.
I forsaken of the list, like I get it. It's just gonna be interesting to see. You're gonna have to pick and choose, buddy. You're gonna have to make a top 5 out of your friends. And
Can we toss some of them further than others?
I don't know if we're able to physically. Some of our buddies are big guys. Hey, full disclosure, before we get into this joking about the Keep 5, Cut 5 with all your buddies, my friends, your friends, this is a joke. We love you all. We're blessed to have some of the best friends in the world.
Crazy part is, for me to 5, whew, I got a long list of
I know.
friends.
Now, this is just some random guys I threw together, okay?
Right.
So we're going to start it off with your best buddy, Garrett. We keeping Garrett?
He's my
You
best friend.
have to,
I
right?
gotta keep
The best
Garrett.
part about Garrett, he's a diehard Buckeye fan, and he can razz on you with the
And
best
a
of them.
Steelers fan.
I would keep G Money, too. All right, so we're keeping G. Okay, the next one. You ready? We're going to go with Chuck, the Great White Hunter Board. Now, Chuck, you haven't been around him in a long time, but when you guys worked together, you were thick as thieves.
You're
You
right.
still make fun of him to this day.
You're right. And
Where do you put Chuck Board on
it's-
this?
If you want to base it off of money, $8,800 he's worth. I mean, and that's worth more than all my friends that I know.
No doubt.
Oh God, Chuck.
No doubt.
Oh, Chuck. Oh, I miss Chuck. I do. I don't see him very much anymore. Oh
But
God,
because you don't see him, maybe
I know.
it'd be easier to cut, right?
I'm gonna have to keep him because when I did work at Walmart with him, we were tight.
Oh, keeping Chuck.
I used to go to beat him up on his basketball court and in the game of horse and stuff like. And I think that's when he shunned me after I beat him that day.
Okay, a boss of yours for many, many years. Mark Manella. You're going to keep the first 5 names that I list, and then people are going to get...
You know what? I'm gonna. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to toss Manila.
all right.
Yeah, right into the river.
This is the hardest, probably, Keep 5, Cut 5.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Manila for 26, 27 years. And listen, when we're together, it's great. It really is. But we don't really hang out and do things together or anything like that. So I'd have to toss him, even though.
But it hurts your heart, right?
Yeah, I consider him a pretty good friend. I mean, but
I'm gonna say everybody on this list I thought of being close to you. Okay, so this is going to be tough. All right, so I texted you earlier and asked you somebody's name and you gave me that name because I couldn't think of it offhand, but we're going to talk about your buddy Greg. Where do you put him on your Keep 5, Cut 5? You've known him for a very long time as well, right?
Ooh.
I'm not going to speak his business out on the air, but
he's my bookie. We don't have to hide those things.
And when it comes to worth, like how Chuck is worth $8,800 to you, he's probably, you're probably worth
I'll tell you,
tens of thousands to him.
I got this figured out. Not this year, but the last 3 years, I've won money off of Greg.
Okay.
For the first time in my life. I've been gambling for 40 years, and I've never won. But 3 years in a row, I actually come ahead on him. And if this was last year or the year before, I would consider him a top 5. But since I lost about $1,500 to him, I'm tossing that motherfucker.
You're tossing Greg,
I got to toss him. Plus, I still owe him money. Maybe I could toss him before I pay him off.
And here's a strategy you might want to think about. Which of your buddies don't watch this show? Because if there's any of them that don't watch this show, they're never going to know you toss them anyways,
Manella
right?
doesn't watch it. I don't have to get him up to tell him about this.
You're going to have to tell them not to watch this one.
Well, this episode here.
So this one is going to be near and dear to your heart. The host of the Hainsey's Cave Talk. Where am I at on your Keep 5, Cut 5, buddy? You got me in the starting 5, or you got me sitting on the bench. Either way, you're getting hit.
Well, I can't toss the host, can I? And plus, he's my neighbor, and you my man.
I love you, buddy. I love you.
Love you too.
All right.
You're definitely top 5.
All right, so Hainsey makes the cut. Oh, man, I was sweating that one out. All right, the next one. One of our good buddies. Every time I'm around him, it's all laughs. Jimmy Mack. Where are we putting Jimmy?
I got to put him up there. He definitely made the cut.
Jimmy Mack. All right. You're going to have to make some tough choices here.
Yeah, but I know.
I'll ease it up a little bit. Maybe. How about Dr. Coldflesh?
Toss Kevorkian.
Kevorkian. But the best part about your guys...
Listen, great guy. Been winning at Marshall game for 8 or 9 years in a row. Super guy. Like, we just don't hang out enough to put him in the top. You know, I mean, just not. But when I'm with him, great time. He's a good guy. You can pick on him, and you know, he's just doesn't make the top 5.
All right. So the next one is somebody that we either talk about every week or has been on the show, Billy the Wildebeest Byers.
I would toss him so far.
I don't know if you could.
Well, I couldn't. I'd have to catapult him across 4 rivers. Toss him like a ton of bricks.
He gone.
He gone.
Okay, so.
Hey, Billy, guess what? I do love you, but you gone.
So Billy, if we did a Keep 5, Cut 5, you would definitely be number 1 to me. Full disclosure, we make fun of this guy every week, but if there's one person you're ever going to call, if you're in a pinch, he's coming. He's one of those loyal guys. So don't take it as a sting because you're cut by him, because you're going to be cut by me. All right, so you have 2 left. You kept 4, you've cut 4. So this is going to be really tough. All right. All right, so before I get into it, can you think of anybody offhand right now that might be one of the last 2 that you are going to have to make a difficult decision to keep or cut?
You want me to name your list?
The 2 guys you think that I have ready to be named.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be either Billy Elm.
Okay.
And the other one, who would that be?
So,
Mike Kerner?
Mike Kerner did not make the Keep 5, Cut 5.
Okay.
So, Keep 5, Cut 5 comes down to Jason Jenkins and Bill Elm. That's where we're at. You're going to keep one, you're going to cut one.
I'll tell you what, I mean...
It's tough, right?
It is. I mean, I have to say this. Same way with Jason. Like, when he was bartending up there at that one bar, we were getting pretty close.
Yeah.
We were. Seriously, we were. But listen.
Thirsty Squirrel, is that where you guys were at?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what it's called now. It's at
Lucky Larry's, right?
It's not even open anymore. They shut
Lucky
it down.
Larry's is not a
shut
thing
it
now.
down.
Okay, all right.
Well, anyways, listen. Bill Elm is top 5 for sure. Could never cut him. He's like Billy Byers to you.
Absolutely.
If I need him, he comes to the house. He does whatever. Making it. Might not do it right, but he makes an attempt. And I've never known him to turn me down for anything at all. And no, Bill Elm's definitely top 5.
Yeah, I think you did the best you could. Yeah. That's a tough one to do.
Now, Billy Byers was the easiest, I think. I think he's still in the air from the catapult. He might be going over Wellsburg right now.
It'd have to be a pretty hefty catapult to get it.
Oh, believe me, we had big, thick rubber band made in Korea or Japan. And listen, I talked to the specialist of rubber bands. How far can you fling a guy? He's a wildebeest. He's still flying.
Yeah.
You ever watch Angry Birds?
That's Billy going straight at the crooked dog. All right, Bill Owen today, right? We had to cut some yards before the show. So him and I are cutting and we get done. I'm like, hey, I need to clean out my gutters. I am deathly afraid of getting on this ladder because my roof's kind of tall and you're texting right now in the middle of the show. And he jumped up on the ladder, like right now, got the gutter cleared out, and that just speaks volumes of who he is. And I would have been really disappointed if you cut him. Yeah. So that's pretty tough, though. I mean,
that is. I actually thought about that weeks ago, and I said, man, that'd be kind of tough because you might hurt some people's feelings and stuff like that. But oh no, I know.
So breaking news: Brock Purdy for the 49ers just signed a 5-year, $265 million deal. I don't know where the 49ers were able to afford that, but wow. I mean, that's a huge contract.
Well, they got rid of the... Well, no, they still got the receivers.
Oh, they got rid of Debo, but I mean, man, that payroll. So, where do you want to go next, buddy? You want to talk about the...
Let's talk about the Cavaliers.
You want to talk about the Cavaliers choking?
Wow.
What we'll say about the Cavaliers is, one, they ran into the worst matchup ever. They said the Cavaliers, 10 home losses all season, 5 of them to the Pacers.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You weren't even competitive.
No, they were pretty banged up though. They were pretty.
Mitchell played terrible.
Well, he was hurt. He had a bum ankle, and their 3 starters were out. They were missing pieces all series, but I still think they should have got it done. The Pacers aren't this superstar.
Yeah. I mean, just hard alone, and like you were the number 1 seed. That's almost like a number 1 seed in college basketball loses a number 16 seed. That's how bad that is.
Yep. And it's one
because it wasn't competitive.
It really shows you. And I was rooting for the Cavs bad.
Yeah.
It really shows you that the NBA in the regular season just really doesn't mean, it means something, but defense is turned up in the playoffs and it gets tighter and they just couldn't find a way to win, you know?
Yeah, the 3-point shooting was atrocious.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it really was. They played, even at like that one, I think 5th game or whatever, they were down 4th game. They were down 80-39 at halftime. I mean, you're the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
You should never be down 41 points at halftime.
Yeah, right.
I could see if they got beat 4-3. It was a tough, a good series.
Right.
But it wasn't even competitive.
Right. And we have some competitive series with Game 7 tomorrow with OKC and Denver. And then tonight we have Game 6 with the Knicks and the Celtics. Speaking of the Celtics, one of the best players left in the playoffs in all of the NBA, Jason Tatum blowing his Achilles, man. Such a shame for that. So, I mean, that's going to be their built-in excuse. It is a very, it's a legit excuse. But the Knicks were on the cusp of maybe winning that series anyways. When it comes down to Boston, when you look at these games, they're up 20 points multiple times, and they blow leads, and they just can't happen like that in the playoffs. I will say this, though. If the Knicks don't close them out tonight, going back Game 7 of Boston, I can't see how New York wins. I could see Boston moving on and still somehow making it to the finals without Jason Tatum.
It'll be tough for Boston, but, I mean, they can still do it in New York. And even if they win in New York, I mean, it's still going to be tough to go back to Boston. You know, the pressure's going to be on them. I mean, I still give the Knicks a chance. I think because Tatum's out. That's why.
Right. And I know Boston's like the best road team in the playoffs, but I feel like this is the biggest game that's been in Madison Square Garden in probably almost 20 years. By the time you guys watch this, that game's going to be probably well played and over, but I think the Knicks have a legit shot at ending it tonight and moving on, and I would like to see them in the finals because I like the team makeup, man. All the Villanova guys on that team, it's exciting.
I tell you what, I give a lot of credit to the Nuggets, too. I mean, for them to be tied up 3-3 with Oklahoma City, and anything can happen in Game 7. I mean, they're hanging in it. They're playing tough. They
Yeah.
really, because Oklahoma City on paper, they great team, and the Nuggets are playing hard. They
Yeah,
really
and
are.
Oklahoma City, they blew out Denver in the series before, and they've come back and Denver's responded. The one thing about OKC is they play such good defense in the fourth quarter, but the best guy on the court plays for Denver, man. Jokic is the best player, and he's carrying that team right now. Last night they got last game they got some balanced scoring, so it was able to take the load off. They had a couple guys that scored 20 points in Braun and Murray, but they need Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon to step up if they're going to go ahead and win a Game 7 in OKC with the best team in the NBA. But it should make for a good game. I think the line is maybe 5, so it's not like a huge line,
Yep. Yeah, it should be a great matchup. It really will. I don't know if Denver got enough to do it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know where the NBA itself wants this finals to end up. I know the huge market with New York and Boston. Whoever wins that series, they're going to want that. But then you look at Minnesota's waiting on Denver and Oklahoma City. Like, I don't know where the NBA would want the ratings to come from out
Like
of those.
even Indiana, they get in.
Yeah, they don't want Indiana there. No way.
No, I just can't. Like you said, they definitely want Oklahoma City in there.
Yeah, you think?
I mean,
they have been the best team,
them or
man.
Denver, I would say, because they got the superstar. But Minnesota, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So, I'm surprised we even got any NBA talking. We haven't been talking, but sports are kind of slow right now. But
How's Richie Harris doing?
I don't see him very often. So, since I see him, and I'm like, what's up, Rich? But, we don't work on the same side.
Okay.
So, I haven't said, hey, how's your Cavs doing?
Yeah. I know most of you people don't know who Richie Harris is. He's a fellow used to be a co-worker of his, now present. Huge Cavalier fan.
Yeah, right.
Huge.
One of the most loyal that we know.
Browns fan, Cavaliers fan, and so there was a glimmer of hope because the Cavaliers had such a great year, and I haven't seen him in a while. I was just wondering, wow, this had to crush him. Really.
Yeah. So before we got on, we were just shooting the shit a little bit, just talking, just briefly, and you brought up something that maybe you'd want to discuss tonight. Well, just a little bit of story time with the old alcoholic beverages, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm drunk a lot. I black out a lot, and I got a lot of stories. This show can go for 4 days. I can tell stories. But of all the years I've been with you, I've never really seen you out of hand or anything like that, or not too much. I was just wondering if there's a story where you were drunk. Is there a funny story, like a short story that you could tell me about?
You're right, and I do get highly intoxicated. I just don't do stupid shit like you. But there's been multiple times. There was one time that I fell asleep in my shower because I was so drunk. I fell down, couldn't get up, tried to get up, so I just laid in the shower and went to sleep. That was after a Ohio State-Michigan game. I think we won. I think it was the year that we might have scored 60 and we do shots every touchdown.
I'm ready to fall asleep at this mic with that story. I said a funny, like a crazy
Okay,
story.
so one time we were camping.
Camping. Oh,
Camping.
boy.
There was multiple of us. A late night, and our buddy, one of the guys you cut on the list.
Oh, the one that's still flying in the air from Angry Birds. Whee!
He had a golf cart. And he was sleeping. He was always the early bird that would pass out. And we stole his golf cart. We drove it around the lake. And it broke down. So it breaking down, we're pushing this thing, me and another buddy. We had to end up calling him to help us tow his own golf cart back that we stole. And then we could have got a DUI. We were in the middle of a park. So you got anything, buddy?
I could tell stories from here on forever. But quick one. Let's see. 2 quick ones. I'll give you a quick one. I remember I was living in my apartments. I had a push-button start car, a Maxima.
Okay.
I went to I don't know where I was at. I was out drinking. I think it was at the Ville restaurant, drinking Long Island, stuff like that. It was wintertime. It was cold. Anyways, I leave the Ville. I go home. I don't know. I just wake up the next morning. I look outside. I see all the snow. I go, oh, fuck. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. So I better start my car up, defrost the windows or anything like that. Well,
I love it.
Yeah, I know. So I walked outside, and every car is covered in snow. Covered. Not the Maxima, not the Batmobile, not the Drunkmobile. I go out there and say, why is there snow on my windshield? Well, I mean, goddamn. I never hit that push button start. I never turned it off. My car ran all night.
Half a gallon of gas.
Yeah, I can't believe no one stole it. Not anything. I woke up, it was still running. It ran for 9 hours. I was like, you're a dumb son of a bitch. And I went back in the house. I'd have to heat it up, but it was already heated. And I mean, I've done that twice. That's what's sad. I just forgot to hit that button. Because I got the keys on me, so I take for granted that the car's off, but you got to push that button, and it doesn't shut off when the keys get away. Oh, I just forgot about this story from 2 days ago.
Oh,
I forgot about this. Now, I was sober. I probably should have said that. I'm going to work at Amazon, right? I leave Mingo. I stop at Marathon gas station there on
3rd Street.
3rd Street, you got it. Well, I went in to play some lottery numbers and this and that. Anyways, I just told Garrett this at the spot bar yesterday. I get in my car. I get back on the highway to drive to work. So I get about maybe quarter of a mile. I'm by the jail, Steubenville jail. My wallet. I can't find my wallet. Lottery tickets. Where the hell? I can't find nothing. I'm hitting. What did I do? Where's it at? It's the worst feeling in the world. Wallet and phone. Worst feeling in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you're old. You get everything in your wallet. You young guys got like money clips anyways. My money clip will be empty. So you sort of put
what do you need a clip for when you're broke all the time?
When you put quarters in there, yeah. So I need one of them old gasoline change things. Ching, ching. You probably don't remember that. But they used to wear them around the waist, and if you need a change, you would click it 2 times for a quarter. Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, you older people, you might remember it. Anyways, let me get back to the story. So anyways, I turn around in a jail, okay? I get out of the car, look on the roof. Nothing's up there.
Of course, nothing's up there on the roof.
Well, that's where I put it at. I drive back.
Why would you put your wallet?
Because I was taking my coat off, and instead of I put
Throw it on your seat.
I put the wallet. I never do this. So I put it on top of the roof. Okay, and it didn't dawn on me until I got to the jail. So of course, it blew off. I'm going 50. So
I'll look on the roof. See, it's still there.
Anyways, I go back down to the gas station. I'm looking at the lot there, the street.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. So I get to the red light to get back on the highway. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm talking.
Absolutely.
I'm talking to Carrie. I don't even.
But you didn't lose your phone then. You said it.
No, it was just my wallet and lottery tickets.
Okay.
So I'm going down the road. There was no traffic. So I'm going down real slow. I'll be motherfucker. There's my wallet sitting by the divider. The lottery tickets are gone.
Yeah.
And I was just so happy to get my wallet back because I got my medical card, my debit card.
Right. That's a hassle.
Driver's license is a hassle. And then all day I went to work. I still went to work, and I was thinking, if I watch the news and they show some bum, hey, it was the luck of the draw walking down the street down by the river. I found these lottery tickets for the day. And I'm going to keep them and hold on to them because they haven't been drawn yet. And if they would have won.
That would have summed up your entire life right there.
I tell you what, I'd have been sick to myself. But I thank the Lord for me finding my wallet.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that story. That just happened a couple of days ago.
I feel like you're the guy that I see driving down the street and I'm like, how the hell is the gas pump still in the gas?
Yeah.
Like, I see that randomly. I'm like, how the hell would that happen? Now
it was just like, I was just so like, I don't know. I do some dumbass things.
So one night, Billy the Wildebeest and I were drinking down our local watering hole, the townhouse, and it's closing time for the bar. Him and I had a nice little buzz. We jump in his car. We only live a mile and a half away. So as soon as we jump in the car, there's a cop that pulls right up behind us, and I'm like, all right, well, this is going down. We're getting a DUI, So he's panics real quick, and he goes, I'm going to pull into the car wash and act like I'm washing my car. And I was like, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you idiot, you're going to pull into the car wash, jump out, wash your car. That's going to be a red flag for the cop, and you're going to get a DUI, and I'm going to look like a complete idiot to be with this guy. He flies in, like literally flies into the car wash, jumps out, starts washing his car. The cop sits in a red light, watches us, and then drives away. And I was like, who's dumber, Billy for thinking about that, or the cop for not catching us?
Exactly.
But God was like, we'll get a free pass for the day.
You think about as much as we drank through all the years. I mean, really, I could have like 1,000 DUIs.
That's not proud to say, buddy. But that's life, right?
Well, this is a show about the truth, right?
It's show. Yes, it's all man talk. So
it is what it is. I mean, it's just.
But at the end of the day, no one ever got hurt.
No,
thank
never
the
been
Lord.
Yep. That's why I drink at home mostly.
Yeah, so that's
Here.
why we drink in the cave.
Yeah, that's right.
We live a quarter
Yeah, that's
mile
right.
away.
I'm going back younger years when we used to go to the bars till 1 o'clock
Right.
at night, coming home, and yeah, I mean, I got 2 DUIs. It literally could have been 1,000. Seriously.
But honestly, you can't say scam like we should have answered and did it on the podcast.
yeah, really.
You can't say that alcohol was the reason you some of your stupidity, because I've worked with you for many, many years, and some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen, you were stone cold sober. So
Yeah, you're right.
You get it honestly, buddy.
You're right about that. I do some of the dumbest things actually not on alcohol. And that's scary.
Let's talk about the NFL schedule this week.
You know what I would like to do? We should do the Steelers schedule and do a prediction on how many wins we think.
Well, I thought about that, but I would like to do that later.
Okay.
When it gets closer.
Yeah, closer. You're right.
We'll find out the roster because we don't know the Steeler makeup right now. But I'm thinking. So I'm pretty sure June 10th is like the mandatory mini camp. They're saying around June 3rd. That's what Adam Scheffler said. Around June 3rd is when, if Aaron Rodgers is coming, that's when we'll know. It'll be like a week before. I think in my gut he's coming. I really do. And the NFL does too, because week 1, do you know who the Steelers play?
Jets.
At New York.
Exactly.
But I'm telling you what. So one of the things I have jotted down, the Chiefs, 7 primetime games.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the.
I
think that's
a record.
That's a record. They play at Brazil week 1 on a Friday night. That'll be. I think it's the Chargers. But what usually when it comes to Thanksgiving games and now Christmas, because we play on Christmas now. I usually look at the schedule and I'm like, man, that 8 o'clock game is going to be good, but the Dallas game's going to suck. That Lions game's going to suck.
Thanksgiving is great.
And Christmas.
Yep.
They hit home runs
Yes,
with
they
these
did.
games.
Yes, they did.
Thanksgiving, we have Green Bay, Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Dallas,
Kansas
City.
Yep. Bengals and Baltimore.
Bengals, Ravens.
Ravens, yes. They're finally like smartening up. Like, put the teams that you think are going to be
Right.
good, put them together. Hell with tradition. Put the good games on.
Yeah,
God.
nobody wants, no disrespect to the Bears fans, but for the last 10 years they've been irrelevant. Nobody wants to see them play that noon kickoff against Detroit. Now that Detroit's good, put them up against these marquee teams, and that's a good division rivalry game to start.
Well, that is. I mean, Detroit's always been a tradition for Thanksgiving,
Yeah, right.
and they've just been bad. So I guess I can. But
Well, Detroit and Dallas are always going to play on
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
here's the way. Here's the thing: if Detroit and Dallas they both stink, play them against a stinky team. At least make the game worthwhile.
Right.
I mean, seriously.
But nobody wants to see at 425 the
yeah,
Titans
yeah.
play the Cowboys and
Yeah.
the Giants.
Yeah,
Because the
exactly.
Giants have been down. So now, right around Thanksgiving dinner, you have the Chiefs Cowboys, and then at the late night, you have the Ravens Cincinnati. Man, they hit it.
See, I don't like those prime games for Kansas City because they're usually on a weekday night or a night Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I'm usually drunk and passed out, or I got to work in the morning, so I probably won't see a lot of Chiefs games. Just saying.
One of them's a Friday
But
night.
I
though.
can do the Friday night
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
I can do the Friday night.
And then Christmas. Offhand, I have it. I don't know if you guys play on Christmas this year or not. Let's see here. So Christmas Day games. Yes, you do. At 1 o'clock, we have Dallas going to Washington. That'll be a really good game.
Yep.
Then you have Detroit at Minnesota.
Great game.
You have Denver at Kansas City
Should
at
be a
night.
good game.
So
All
Christmas,
up and
they've
coming.
done a great job at getting the game. So
Yeah.
that's 6 games that are going to be lights out. Going into it, one thing I looked up the first 4 games of the Steelers and the first 4 games of the Ravens. The Steelers, the schedule's kind of doable. You have at Jets, home against Seattle, at New England, then you go to Cleveland. I'm pretty sure that's how it. Then a bye, then Minnesota. I'm pretty sure, or it might, let me see. I have the schedule. I don't want to be wrong on this. So, the Steelers' schedule, yeah, at Jets, home against Seattle, at New England, home against the Vikings in Dublin, bye week. Let's see, we're at home against Cleveland, at Cincinnati. The first 6 games, Dan Orlovsky said the Steelers could go 0-6. Did you see that?
Honestly,
Let's do a shot, buddy.
yeah, you're right.
Salute. Good
Salute,
times.
salute.
Yep, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
You like these
I like them.
little shot glasses we got from Punta Cana?
Punta Cana.
All right, so,
I saw that at Orlovsky because they've been talking about that on 93.7 about 0-6.
yeah.
Here's the thing. There is a possibility, but there's also a possibility they can go 5-1.
Or 4-2. Yeah,
Seriously, because we don't know about J.J. McCarthy, right? Let me see that.
So, let me swip. Here's the, whoop.
Come on.
You already
See,
touched my
write,
shit.
See, if you write it down, that doesn't happen.
Right.
See, if you put it on this, you can't swipe it.
Hold on.
Whatever you write, it's there. It's in ink. There we go. See?
All right, there it is. There's the schedule.
Okay, the
Can
Jets.
you see that?
I
Let me
can see
zoom it
it.
in.
I can actually see that. So the Jets. It's at the Jets. Should be a tough game.
New head coach, Justin Fields' first game.
Justin Fields, yes.
The Steelers know him.
You're right.
That's going to be a low-scoring game.
I think if Aaron Rodgers is there, that would probably lean me towards the Steelers to win that game. If he's not there, I'm going to lean towards the Jets.
Right.
They should beat Seattle at home. They should.
Seattle has a lot of missing pieces.
They do. They should beat them. Who is their starting? Oh, they got
They got Sam Darnold, right?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So I think Steelers win that game. At New England, that's a tough one because
Mike Variable, they're going to be improved.
not variable.
Vrabel.
You said variable.
Okay, well, the English language is a little bit
Well,
tough.
but variable is Variable. Vrabel's
Vrabel.
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 Mike Vrabel.
How about
Did I get it?
You're not even close. So, anyways.
I thought I nailed it on the fourth try.
So, anyways, because it's on the road, they have terrible luck at Foxborough, even though it's Brady's years. That's going to be a tough game. Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy.
In Dublin, Ireland.
Exactly.
So it's a 9:30 kickoff local time, but I don't know what it is out there. But
on paper, other than J.J., Minnesota wins that game. But with him, you don't know how good he's going to be this year. I mean, really. I mean, they could easily win those first 4 games. They can. I mean, really.
Minnesota is loaded, though, man. 14 wins last year. It's going to be a tough.
No,
they could. I don't know how he sees 0-6 out of this because the Steelers are embarrassing. Like,
you know what? I can actually see 1-5. No, they'll beat Cleveland. Cleveland ain't beating them.
After a bye, they have Cleveland at home. Then they go on a short week at Cincinnati, where this is early. My thoughts could change, but right now, today, that could be an easy blowout for Cincinnati. They could kill us.
But here's another thing. I could see 1-4. Beat Seattle, lose a close one to the Jets, close one to New England, close one to Minnesota. Close ones.
Right.
I don't see any blowouts there.
Well, I don't see the Steelers being capable of blowing out anybody.
Yeah, you beat the Browns. And the Bengals, their defense.
Their defense is pathetic.
It's
but on
pathetic.
a short week on the road, that's going to be tough. That's a Thursday night game.
That is. Then Green Bay.
Sunday night, Green Bay. That's
so where's that game?
That's at home. That's 10 days.
That is.
That's 10 days rest from Thursday.
Their home Sunday night game. Yeah. They can win that game, even though Green Bay's better.
Yeah.
So then you got the Colts.
Yep, at home, 1 o'clock. I think that I'm going to that game. No, I'm going to that game. That's so. See where it says. This is.
It says at.
Yeah, but that's not.
At the Colts.
The Colts is home.
It says at.
I know. I wonder why. It does say at.
Yeah.
Maybe the Colts are.
Maybe you're not going to that game.
Maybe I'm not. I thought
maybe you got tickets for the wrong game.
So at Chargers, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
wow.
5,
He's the
6,
host.
7, 8. There's eight home games. Yeah. So all right. So at Indy then.
You're driving Indy, cuz.
Me and Timmy were talking about the games this week, and I was like, "We'll go to the Colts. That's fine."
You're leaving earlier than you thought.
I could have swore that the Colts was a home game, man. All right.
So you're
at Chargers Sunday night.
That should be a loss.
Yep, and then home against my dad's birthday against Cincinnati, and the list goes on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but not going through and predicting the whole schedule. Okay,
we'll do that later.
There is a team that I feel bad for. Okay, it's locally all of our friends that are Vikings fans, every 8 years, their team comes to either Cleveland or Pittsburgh, and they get to watch them play. This year, in back-to-back weeks, Minnesota plays the Steelers in Ireland, then the next week, Cleveland in London, or vice versa. But back-to-back weeks, they're on the road, not even in the country, and you wait 8 years to see your team, and those games are not even in the United States. They miss out, so I feel bad for the Vikings fans, That sucks.
That does. That's rough. It is. They're getting more and more of these games out of the country and stuff like that, so I don't know.
Yeah, and they're really pushing these games internationally.
Really...
I mean, every week it seems like until later in the season there's a game over, Sunday morning because it's in England.
So that just tells you how much money they're really throwing towards the NFL and
right.
Goodell or whatever.
So one of the teams that I did look at was the Baltimore Ravens. I was like, wonder how their first 4 games are going to be. They're pretty loaded as a team, right? So let me give you their first 4 games. Their first 4 games, they lead off Sunday night at Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Then they play home against Cleveland.
Should be a win.
Should be a win,
I see
right?
1-1 right now.
Should be a win. Home against Detroit. At Kansas City.
Whoa.
That's their first 4 games, man. The NFL didn't do them any favors to start the season.
They could definitely start 1-3. Definitely. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean they could, and then they said they had murder row with the last 6 games of the season because they had the Steelers twice, they had the Bengals twice, and I don't remember the other 2 games offhand. But the one team that got hit the hardest that I've seen out of the schedule was the Dallas Cowboys. Legendary, hard stretch I've ever heard of. So they have a 6-game stretch. Let me see. Starting week 12. This is historic. They play 4 games in a row. They play the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, and the Vikings. That's the first time in league history that a team has played 4 straight weeks against a team that won at least 14 games the year before. So sometimes you can say, well, that doesn't mean they're going to be good this year. You don't see a team go from 14 wins to down to 5 usually. So those teams are historically still going to be good the next year. That's outrageous. So then the schedule eases up. After those 4 games, they play the Chargers and they play the Commanders.
Yeah.
So they're the first team ever that for 6 weeks in a row, they play a team that has won at least 11 games prior year before. Is that insane, dude? From week 12 on, they may not win a game, and they could be good, but the teams they're playing are unreal.
I don't understand why they do that. I mean, don't get around. It makes it great for the fans, but man, for the fucking team, God.
Well, a lot of it has to do with bad luck because sometimes it's division where you finish, you play that division where the standings. So if you win if you're the division champ, you're going to play the first place divisions in your conference. But it's a rotation as well. So it's just a matter of hitting everything. And the Cowboys are, man, wow, what a that's what I have for the schedule talk. I mean. We will get into the Steelers predictions later.
Yeah, we will. Closer to the season, we get to at least till preseason.
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, we'll break down a lot of teams whenever
we got a couple more months, buddy.
And wow, man, it's gonna be a long summer. We're gonna be grasping for straws when it comes.
We know it's funny. I was listening to 93.7 The Win, and they were talking about sports ain't real big right now and this and that, and they were saying this is their favorite time of the year, and the guy was like, "What do you mean?" He go, because we can talk about anything.
Yeah.
We ain't got to talk about Pittsburgh, Steelers, Pirates. We can just tell stories and just tell jokes. This is my favorite time of the year because there's really nothing going on and we can just fling it.
That's pretty cool, man.
I mean, seriously.
I
thought about them thinking, I'll be goddamn, he's right. We can just talk about
because we can just talk about random shit too. But we like talking about football, man. It's our passion.
But I will say this. When I listen to them, they're just so much more intelligent than us.
You are not lying.
They
have a producer. They have somebody in their ear telling them stats.
And, it's funny. I listen to that show pretty much every day. Besides Crawley, I don't know. I can't remember their names. And they get an ex-football player, this and that. And who else is on there? Bob Pompiani's on there and stuff like that. And but they're like the words that they use. I'm thinking, they don't sound like us. They don't sound like us.
We're in a cave, man. We don't have a producer. We don't have a stat guy. We're winging it half
But
the
it's
time.
funny. They talk about open up a beer. Like, don't crack a beer. I know they're not drinking.
They're not drinking.
But don't crack a beer. Give me another beer. Like, talk about smoking cigarettes and all that stuff. But they're actually pretty good. They are.
They are. They're all. A lot of them are ex-athletes.
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
And then, the one dude is just he's like Mark Madden. Oh, he's been on the show forever. It's really. He's one of the ones that's on the show that's always breaking news and he's wrong. But most of the time they are pretty accurate.
Yeah, they did. I listen to, like, anywhere, like when I leave work, I'll listen to the 3 o'clock crew.
Yeah.
Like, they always bicker and argue about whatever. Like, whatever one says, he'll argue against it. But the morning crew is a good crew, and they were doing a prediction for the Steelers and stuff like that. But
They went through the schedule already, huh?
Yeah, I listened to them just to get ideas and stuff like that. But they're very smart.
Andrew Filipponi.
Filipponi.
That's the one that talks a lot.
Okay,
And we ran into him in a bar, me and
Oh,
Timmy
no
one
shit.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. So with wrapping up the NFL talk, we'll move on. So there's a big boxing match that's been announced, and I don't know if you know this, but Dana White, we talked about a month ago. He's in cahoots with TKO Boxing. He's promoting his first fight boxing match, and it was announced September 15th or 14th. I think it's the 15th. Canelo Crawford. That's the first fight that TKO Boxing has, and Dana White's promoting it, man. They hit a home run with their first ever boxing event. Might be the best one in 10 years, man.
Yeah.
Canelo Crawford. I'm excited for it.
I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to see it. I don't care. Listen, I can't stay up late at night because I'm drunk and passed out by them late fights. But that fight there, honestly, I hope it's legit because when it comes to big super fucking, anything like with money involved, I always say there's shit involved. They want a certain person to win or what. I hope it's a legit fight.
So the one thing I will say, and you're going to absolutely love it because as a boxing fan purist as you are, TKO Boxing, the promotion is bringing back boxing. They are getting all the best fighters to fight. They're getting rid of these co-promotions where they're arguing over contracts. They are paying it because TKO Boxing outweighs money-wise compared to everybody. And Dana's just promoting it. He's not even backing it financially. Yeah. And they're making it the real deal. We're actually going to see the fights that people want to see. They're going to grow the sport. I'm actually excited for boxing because I'm a fan of Dana White. I know he's going to make it legit. The only downfall of that is the UFC has a huge event that night. It's a pay-per-view as well in Mexico. They do an Mexican Independence Day show. And Dana White tried everything he could because he didn't want those shows to collide. And they're going to collide, and that sucks because I think fans of both sports shouldn't have to pick and choose because that's going to be a legendary night. And who's not going to want to see Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm rooting for Bud Crawford. I really am.
Me too, man.
I think he's going to win this fight. I just think he's so good. I mean, I know Canelo's bigger and he had to move up in weight, Crawford, but I don't know. I just don't see Bud losing.
When I see Bud, I just see versatile, man.
Yeah,
he's just very versatile. He is
so good.
Yeah, and Canelo's been the GOAT forever.
No,
but
he has.
When you're watching Canelo fight now, when he's minus 5,000 and wins the decision, who won? Who wants to watch that?
I agree. You're right.
Totally off topic. I asked my wife a question, okay? I said, and I'm going to ask you the same question. I said, so when it comes to superheroes, you have superhero powers.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't write that
X-ray vision.
I didn't write it down.
No, I have a question for you, okay?
Good.
It has nothing to do with our top five, okay? All right, and I said, X-ray vision, flying, like all the superhero powers. I said, if I had a superhero power, babe, what would it be? And she said, and I quote, the ability to make a 5-minute poop turned into 30 minutes. So my superpower would apparently be making the bathroom full to where she can't get in it. So my question is to you, Jason, if you had a superpower,
Whoa. Beep, beep, beep. What's the superpower? To make a 5-minute poop into a 30-minute poop?
yeah, that's what she said, because I'm
Well,
sitting
who
on my...
poops in 5 minutes, though?
Apparently she does. Apparently it's 30 seconds. They're in and out, and I'm gross for sitting on my phone and making sure that, everything's out.
Carrie takes an hour poop, and nothing ever comes out.
Because she has issues.
Yeah. I mean, a 5-minute poop.
I turned it into 30. That's a superhero power to her. But I have a superhero power that I think that I have, and I would like to know, if you had a superhero power, what would it be? Do you want me to list mine?
Oh, go ahead. You're ready. You're ready to chomp at the bit.
Yeah, and then it gives you a second. My superhero power.
And right now, I'm not even thinking about mine. I want to hear yours.
My superhero power, if I had one, would be the ability to hit all the legs of my parlay, but the last one. I'm so good at hitting 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3. I can nail it. Anytime you say, Hainsey, give me a parlay, you might as well just take my last leg and throw it out.
I
Because
understand, but that's not a superhero power.
it is, because it's ability above.
of seeing the future. So you would be like what was that Marvel show?
Marvel show?
Don't tell me you didn't see no Marvel show.
I watch Marvel, but I don't watch the shows.
the guy-
Loki?
No, the guy puts up all
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange.
That's not a show. He's a movie.
It's a movie, yeah.
Yeah.
So you would want to be Doctor Strange because you are strange.
Uh,
You're a strange bird.
strange bird. Speaking of birds, later in the show. But what do you think yours would be? Because I'm thinking alcoholic man. The man that could drink every day and drive.
And not get drunk and get liver disease.
Yeah.
That
And
would
the
be
healthiest person in the world.
You know what? If I, oh man, I mean, flying would be just probably.
You can't do that, though. It's something that you can do. Like, you're the fastest talking man in the world.
I'm
Like,
already that.
that's what I would say. Not like, da 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 da. You don't legit have superpowers. What would your superpower be? Like, mine is the ability to hit 2 out of 3 on a
So you
on
can
a
become
bet.
rich.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
lose
what-
the last leg. I lose every time.
But you want a superpower to hit that last leg.
No, that is my superpower. Like, it's something that I can't choose. Something that you couldn't choose is the ability to talk somebody's ear off against their will. That's a superpower.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
A superpower that you think you would have based on who you are.
Oh.
Like you said, the ability to drink unlimited alcohol without
I'm gonna tell you
affecting
what
your damage.
I got this. I got this. You know what my superpower
It
is?
ain't even gonna be close to
No,
it.
this is. You know, I talk to people and they tell me about their life and this and that, and they're so depressed and this and that, blah blah blah. I'm like, honestly, I can talk to somebody and I can make you feel so much better about your life. I would just tell you stories about my life, and I'll be a goddamn. You'll walk away from me hopping like a fucking bunny. Seriously. Wow, I got a great life. This motherfucker is fucking
It
God.
could be worse. Yeah.
Exactly. And honestly, and I've said that before. I just said it a few days ago to Bruno's Pizza. I said, Mark Manella, miserable person.
Miserable person.
Miserable person.
Also, cut off your key pocket.
Yeah.
If he was a little bit nicer, maybe you would have kept
Yeah,
it.
the guy came in that actually owns the shop. He lets him run. He goes, why are you always smiling in front of Jason? I go, because I make his life better.
Yeah.
He tells me how miserable he is. I tell him a story. He's fucking happy. Loves his life. I'm so glad I got
Hey,
the
that's
power.
your superpower.
Yeah.
Making people feel better about their life.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So, hey, that works, man. Because your ability is to make people...
Make people more happy about their life. Because mine is just...
So,
But I'm just kidding. My life is not bad. I have great friends. I have a lot of fun. And I'm glad to make people happy and make them laugh.
That is a superhero talent, buddy.
Yeah.
That's why you're the co-host of Angel's People. I searched wide and far.
Wide and far.
And seeing who was available on Fridays. You're the only one that answers.
You're right. I was the fourth neighbor down. The first three turned them down.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, buddy.
All right. So, Preakness tomorrow. A little bit of Preakness talk. We got the Derby winner. Not the Derby winner.
No, the Derby winner sat down.
Journalism finished second. He's the favorite.
Baffert's horse is in
Baffert
this one.
horse
Rodriguez
is 6-1.
Yep.
I don't think that's him. There's another Baffert horse.
It's not Rodriguez.
No, it's another name. Yep. And then there's two. Sandman. I think he finished 7th in the Derby. He's like one of the favorites. Like you said, Baffert's horse. I forget what his name is. He's 6-1. Okay. And then there's I think American Promise. I want to say that's Toby Keith's horse. Yeah. He's in it, but a 9-horse race, man.
Listen to this. Up until about maybe 7-8 years ago, when you won the Derby, I'll be goddamn. You're racing in a Preakness. You're going for that Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Now they sit them down.
Yeah.
Like you would have 20. This is how it went. Honest to God. You'd have 20 horses at a Derby, 18 to 20.
Yep.
Go to Preakness would hit. You'd have 12 to 14, which still made it a nice race to bet.
Yeah.
Now they're down to 9, and I'll tell you what, by race time, probably 8 or 7. You're not going to win no money because every horse is going to be bet.
Yeah, they said even long shots 20 to 1.
Like the Belmont back in the day, you'd still have 9 or 10 in a Belmont. Like they just, other than Derby, it's not worth betting. It really isn't.
I see when it comes, and I'm not a huge horse racing. Like, I don't know a lot of knowledge when it comes to the sport, but I watched the 3 big races, and I will say tomorrow there will be somebody that didn't run the Derby that will come out of nowhere, and they will either win the Preakness or they're going to give Journalism a huge run for their money because they sat him out and waited. Yeah. And then I don't know a lot of the legendary jockeys or any jockey in particular, but I know Sandman's jockey who jockeyed him for the Derby isn't the same guy for the Preakness, and the guy for the Preakness is supposed to be a really, really good jockey.
I didn't see who it
that
was.
could change something.
I really haven't looked into it that much, but normally I do, but I didn't this time. So
yeah. So do you want to move on with our top 5?
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
All right. So our top 5 for the week is a little bit confusing because I know you get confused. If you could be an animal, which one would you choose?
It wouldn't be a wildebeest.
I didn't even know what a wildebeest was until you. Top 5. If you had to choose an animal, what would you be? That's our top 5. Where are you leading with? Number 5, Jason Fabella.
Well, number 5, I'm gonna go with the cheetah. Goddamn, he's fast, he's sleek, he's pretty. I mean, he just sneaks up on people and just. I mean, a cheetah, and like I said, he would be hard to kill because he's hard to catch.
Yeah.
I would take a cheetah. I would be a cheetah number 5.
My number 5 is a cheetah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey.
Great minds think alike.
He's fast as a motherfucker. Boy, he's quick.
Yep. Spotted.
And like you said, you're just lightning. You know ain't nothing going to catch you. You're flying around. You may not be the strongest, but you can run up there.
He's a bag. 70 miles an hour. Yeah. 70.
Fastest land animal, right? I mean, I just threw that out there.
I did that one time on our show. He was like number 3.
Oh, was he? What was the fastest land
animal?
animal?
I think it was one of the gazelles.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. Yeah,
I did. Remember that? That's why the cheetah can't catch him.
That's why they exist.
Exactly.
All right, so what's your number 4, buddy?
I picked this out of just, they're the best. I picked a golden retriever at number 4, and I'm going to tell you why. He would be number 1 because if you're a golden retriever, you're going to a good home. They're going to take care of you. They're going to baby you. They're going to feed you because you're going to be in a nice backyard with a fence and everything, nice green grass,
white picket fence,
like a beautiful mansion home.
So you're saying nobody that's a slummy life has a golden retriever? Pretty
much no. They probably stole them from that white picket fence one at the house. And the reason I picked it at number 4 is because they only live about 14 years. I want to live longer.
But I don't have a dog on my list. So my number 4 is going to go into the water. I want to be an alligator. If one, there's nothing really in there that, unless it's an anaconda, that's gonna take care of you. You're gonna be able to just be dominant. Anything that hits the water, you own it. They're one of the most intimidating, scary animals in the country, and alligator's my number 4.
They'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
They will. Well, my number 3 is a dolphin.
And obviously, when I looked up, animals that are popular, dolphin was on
Dolphins,
the list. Yeah.
here's this. They're smart.
They're very smart.
They travel in packs.
Yep.
They kill sharks. Sharks are scared of them. And they're so friendly. And you could get lucky and be in SeaWorld. And get
And do
shows and sardines.
They're athletic as hell.
They're athletic. I mean, a dolphin.
I can't do a backflip. Can you?
No,
but as a dolphin, you could.
They go in that water. They back up on her. Like a dolphin would be a great animal to be. A dolphin. They're so nice and cute. me love a dolphin.
A dolphin almost made my list. My number 3 is a monkey. I just think a monkey would be just awesome, being able to fly around the trees, flipping, hanging, swinging, eating bananas.
You know what? You know what? You're right. They're talented. They can swing from tree to tree. But I look at them. They remind me of a wildebeest.
They are very pretty.
Dirty, stinking.
What about a spider monkey, the one that's on your shoulder?
Yeah, but you didn't say spider monkey.
I know.
You said like an orangutan, like a.
Well, I was really close to picking a gorilla because I wanted to be I'm gonna fuck up 100 guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know I can do it, but I don't think gorillas swing around. They're too massive. They're on the ground. I want to be in the trees and fucking flip around. And
gorillas can swing in trees as long as it's a big, thick tree.
It's gonna have to be a big, thick tree. What's your number 2, buddy?
Well, I got a tie. Always got a tie. And I always got an extra one.
So you have 6.
No, I have 6. So it's actually a crocodile, and I'm going to tell you why, and an elephant. First of all, an elephant, their memory is just great. No one fucks with an elephant.
You must like peanuts.
Yeah, I love peanuts. And they get water, they blow it on themselves. I know the lion's a king of the jungle, but an elephant is a beast. No one. I saw a little cheetah jump on an elephant. He just said, man, get the fuck off.
Yeah.
And then the reason I took a crocodile, because they live to be like 135 years old.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, no, they're the one of the oldest.
Spitting animal
facts.
Them
and like sharks and stuff like that. They're like the longest living animals or mammals like on Earth. They live forever. They do.
All right, so we're on number 2, right?
That was number 2. Yep.
All right, my number 2 is a hippopotamus.
A hippo. They're mean fuckers.
They're mean. No, I seen videos of baby hippos walking around crocodiles, and crocodiles not even looking at them. They won't even touch them because they know as soon as they even try, they're getting mauled and they're dying.
Yeah.
They are the real king of Africa, man. They're not ones to play with. They're strong. They're fast. They're powerful, man. They're awesome. Hippos, it seems like you're just sitting there chilling. There's a bird on top of you. Just know.
Yeah, they don't care about birds or anything. Just picking on their back. They're like, whatever.
And then you see videos of them. If they get pissed, they can catch a freaking bus or a boat.
A bus?
A boat with a motor. They can swim that fast.
Like SRVTA?
Steel
Valley Transit. Steel Valley Transit. Give me a
SVRTA. Come float with us. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Come float with us. It's a
not float.
Well, they're in a boat.
The hippo. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your number 1 animal?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. This was a tough one between Jaws and an orca. I'm gonna choose an orca, a killer whale.
You want to be a killer whale? I thought you'd be a sperm whale.
Who?
A sperm whale?
I never thought of a sperm whale. You're right. Well, anyways. Well, when you blow dust in the water,
you can't be a sperm whale.
You can't be a sperm whale. But I'm gonna tell you what. If you're an orca, they're so smart, and if you get real lucky, you get to be in SeaWorld with the dolphins.
I don't know if that's what you inspire to be in a aquarium.
I just think an orca is like the king of the fucking ocean. I tell you what, no one fucks with it. Sharks are scared of them. They travel in packs, and I just think being an orca, no one fucks with you in the ocean.
Yeah, you're right. You're the king of the water.
You're the king of the
water.
So
before I list my number 1, I asked my wife Shasta. I said, "Hey, Give me some of your top animals you would want to be if you could be one. This is her top 2. I won't list top 5. Her number 2 is a fish. And I said, what kind of fish? She said, the one that lives in an aquarium.
Yeah.
I said, why? She goes, well, you don't have a chance to get eaten.
Yeah.
You're getting fed daily. I said, but you only see this much your whole life. She's like, seems like a pretty good life. Her number 1 is a sloth. She wants to be sleeping, lounging, just having a nice.
I saw that. It's like, yeah, I guess like you're just a you're just high, you're like high all day.
Yeah,
You're like smoking another joint.
Like Eeyore.
Yeah. What was the show? Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a slow talking motherfucker?
Yeah, well, it was a turtle that was high.
Yeah,
it was a sea turtle.
I guess that would be a good
Yeah.
life. But man, if I could. What do you do when something comes after you?
I think you die.
You die. That's why I don't want to be a
I think you die.
I was trying to pick animals that have a longevity of life.
So before I list my number 1, there's been some animals that you and I didn't talk about that I think are considered as an honorable mention. I'm not going to name my number 1, but both of our lists didn't make a lion,
No, you're right.
a tiger,
a tiger.
and horses. All 3 of those would be pretty cool.
I think a horse, honestly.
Not a racehorse, man. They don't live a good life unless you won and now you're just
Now you're
Now
studded.
you're
That's
studded.
where you got to be. If I'm going to be a
Hey,
horse.
I don't need to be an animal to be studded.
If I was a racehorse, if I could win a race, I think they have the greatest life ever.
What if you break your leg?
That's just it. They shoot you. I know there's a lot of downside to a horse. Like you got to pull a wagon. You got to carry people and
Right.
like cowboys and Indians.
Right.
Like,
Or less horseback riding trails
Yeah.
being rented out. That's
but if you could win the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, Belmont, and you can stud,
that's where the money's
that's where the lottery hits.
at. Yes. And then the lion, the king of the jungle, even though I know it's a hippo, and a tiger, man, like
Yeah.
those are some of the most popular, and they weren't on our list.
Yeah.
So my number 1, and I think I'm the only one that picked something that can go in the air. I want to be an eagle.
Eagle.
I want to be an eagle.
You know why I don't like the eagle?
Because it's bald?
No, because they're almost extinct.
Well, one,
I'm just saying, there's a thing on them because they're almost extinct, so there ain't too many left.
Yeah, but I want to be an eagle, man. They fly higher. They're the king of the air. I just think flying would be the best superpower. If we ever have a debate when it comes to superpowers, if you don't pick flying, then you lost your debate, man. That's the best way.
Flying is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Being invisible wouldn't be bad.
Being invisible wouldn't be bad.
Wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad, but flying would probably be the greatest.
My favorite one, if I could pick, like, for you, the lie detector ability, to where I could tell if you're telling me some bullshit or not.
Oh, I already have that. I already have it. Well, if this show's coming to a close, I got a couple things I want to ask you.
Oh, great. You could have let
I
off
got to
with this
pee
stuff.
so bad. I really do. But this is just a random, like, ways of dying. What would you choose?
Okay. So,
Like if you had to, if I'm gonna throw 2 things at you, and you
I have to pick one of them?
or the other.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, one or the other. Okay, like drowning or burning to death.
I don't like either one of them.
I know that, but if you have to pick one, if someone said you're gonna die, you want to drown or you want to burn to death?
I want to burn to death.
You want to?
I don't know. I don't want either one. That's scary.
Well, you got to pick, bro.
All right, well, I'm picking burning. I think drowning would be one of the scariest deaths.
Okay.
Unless you just suck in and that's it.
So I'm going to give you credit, man. You're a man. Burning to death is painful, and you took that. I mean, okay.
I am a man.
All right, let's see.
I'm a
Jump
fat man.
off the Empire State Building. I mean,
I'm afraid of heights, so me being on the Empire State Building.
or you're standing on a highway. A bus is coming at you.
Oh, both of them are going to end instantly.
Well, the thing is, you got to see it coming. If you're jumping off the Empire State Building, you know you're going to fall, however tall it is, 3,000 feet. You're like, ah! Now you're standing on a highway. The bus is coming at you from 2 miles.
I don't know. What if the bus just severely injures you?
Or maybe the bus breaks down.
Or maybe
You live like
or
Final
maybe
Destination.
I have a parachute when I jump off and I pull it and I don't die.
Okay, now you're changing the scenario. What would you do? Off the building or hit by a truck?
You said a bus.
A bus. Okay, a bus.
Well,
Teddy
which one
Shoerty.
is gonna-
Teddy Shoerty.
you're fucking thick. That's getting edited out. I think if I had to choose,
Damn it.
I'm gonna jump off the building. I'm hoping I die
Before
of
hit
a heart
the ground,
attack,
hit the ground.
but I
Which
know-
most people do.
But I know when I hit the ground,
God.
oh, it's gonna be a blink, and it's gonna hurt until I'm in like
But when that
floating. You're in my
Like if a truck, just think about a truck going 50 or 60 down a highway. You're wrapped up in the tires. You're still alive. I'm glad this is so funny.
yeah.
'Cause you are dead.
Yeah, but if I'm thinking about when I fall off or when I jump off the building. So I hit, right? Bang!
You're dead.
All right, but then I feel myself floating back up, and I'm going towards the light, and
This ain't a movie.
And I have
You're
wings,
Dead. You're
and
not floating.
I'm-
through
I'm
it.
an
Okay, so
angel.
which one are you picking?
I'm jumping off the building
Okay. All right, here you
like
go.
this.
Eaten alive by piranhas. Oh man,
And that's going to take a lot, because they're going to be hitting you a million times.
or attacked by a crocodile.
Well, I'm afraid of drowning. I feel like you're going to drown.
Either way, you're in the water, bitch.
I feel like you're going to drown with a crocodile, though, because he's going to hit you,
He's gonna do
grab
that-
you, he's
do
going to
that
spin,
spin.
that death roll. Wow, that would suck, man. I think crocodile. I think piranhas would be miserable,
Piranhas would be miserable.
because you're going to get hit.
They said they eat you in like 30 seconds, but there's a school of them. Like,
Really?
Yeah, honestly, they said that.
That's scary.
30
Yeah, I'm
They said
definitely.
when there's a school of piranhas, like you're done in 30 seconds. That's how fast they eat you. I looked up this shit.
Wow.
Your co-host saying he does his research.
When
Okay.
it comes, so like you don't know shit about shit, but when it comes to like the National Geographic shit, you come up with some stuff.
Well, because I'm on this show and I have to fucking do it. If it wasn't for that, I would have looked it up. Okay. You're on death row. Electrocution or hanging?
So, hanging would suck, but if you broke your neck and died from the hanging, that would be okay. I feel like strangling yourself would like be like, I don't know. God, that would be. I know. You ever touched? Yes, you have. You know what an outlet feels like.
But I live. Think about the Green Mile, the movie.
Oh, I guess I want to get hung.
You want to be hung?
I want to be hung.
Oh, well, I'm already hung. Okay, we're almost done here. Bitten by a rattlesnake or squeezed by a python?
Bitten by a rattlesnake. I don't know what poisoning feels like, but I feel
It
like
probably ain't good.
I bet, but it probably would be horrible to be squeezed and just clobbered. And then,
Eyes popping
you ever
out.
see Anaconda the movie? It was like,
I know, that'd be fucked up. Okay, killed by a chainsaw or thrown in a wood chipper?
oh, I feel like a wood chipper would be over, right?
Depends how fast they put your feet in. Your feet are flying out in the field.
Yeah.
Ankles.
They put me in feet first.
That would be fucked up. I don't know.
Chainsaw, they just hit me in the head.
But what if they do your arm first?
Oh, God, I'm burned.
I'm thinking of Scarface. Oh, you didn't see it.
Oh, now
That's what makes this show bad, because he doesn't know about mob movies.
So now I was gonna watch Scarface tonight, and now you ruined it. I know somebody's getting chopped.
Well, that's it. It's a 3-hour movie. There's a lot more chopping.
Yeah, but I feel like that
So
was
okay, wood chipper or chainsaw? Chainsaw is like arm, leg, foot, knee,
wood chipper is feet first.
feet first. Jesus Christ! I don't know. I don't know. Then once they get to your waist, they unplug it.
Oh, or the chainsaw blade breaks.
Or the gas runs out.
Yeah.
They gotta fuel up. You got one leg, one arm.
So I can survive.
Well, not once they refuel and plug it back in.
Yeah, wait, I'll just lay there in agony. I'm gonna take the wood chipper.
All right, I got 2 more. Freezing to death or buried alive?
Freezing to death. I'm scared to death. Like claustrophobia is real,
Okay,
man.
you're
I
right.
couldn't be.
Yeah,
oh no
yeah.
way.
Yeah, that would be freezing to death would suck too.
One, they both would be
Now
absolutely
here's the
terrible.
last one.
Hey, so when you're like, it's in the cold and you're freezing to death, you know what your last thought would be?
Freezing to death?
Yeah. Damn, it's fucking cold.
God, that's the worst I've ever heard in my life. Damn, it's cold.
Wouldn't you think
I was
that?
gonna say, damn, I got a Woody.
You don't have a Woody. You're freezing to death. That
Exactly.
already fell off.
No, that's already.
At that point, that's in your hand. It's you have it. It's
I still say it'd be a stiffy.
no. Yeah, yeah. You're right. Not because you're
All right,
so your feet and your
here's
legs.
the last one. It's a tough one. Killed by your wife with a butcher knife because she caught you cheating. Or dying from the AIDS from the fucking whore you fucked.
The aid or the AIDS? The AIDS.
I mean, picture Shasta just butchering you with a knife. Or you living a long 4 months of age. Looking like Tom Hanks.
I guess I would want to get butchered by my wife.
I would take the AIDS and say, hopefully they find a cure in 4 months.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I don't know how I think of these things, but anyways.
I guess that's the most random of random. I didn't know you were even going to do that. All right, so I thought it was going to be short and sweet this week. I thought it was going to be about an hour, maybe a little less. I said there was not as much to talk about. We're sitting here at 11 hours and 12 minutes, and we really didn't talk about much, man. And we had a little bit of sports. But just a serious note, my daughter graduated from JVS yesterday, man. I was pretty proud of her.
Good.
Yeah, she won a scholarship for her academics. It was pretty
So where's
cool.
she going now? What is
She's
she
going out to Veterinary Tech Institute.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good,
in
good for her,
Pittsburgh.
good
Yep.
for her.
Right by PNC Park. So I'll be running to pick her up and we'll be going to the game.
That's
so,
great. That's great.
Yeah. So that wraps up the show this week. Jason and I are going to get off here. We're going to continue our drinking. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would love, I would love it. Please subscribe, like, share the video. I like to spread out. I really, really do appreciate the support that we get every week. I love the comments. Everything that Jason and I say, 90% of it is in a joking manner. So don't take anything we say over the top because we're all in good fun and there's nothing of the best. But please like the video, share, follow us. Till next time, we're out, man.